Hey guys, thanks for watching. I'm going to walk you through the first part of Ny'alotha the Corruptor boss fight in World of Warcraft patch 8.3, which is the final one of the content expansion. Ny'alotha is the kind of the big bad of this whole expansion. He's a old god, so he's got a Cthulhu-like inspiration for his experience. It's all about insanity, corruption, all that uplifting stuff. So this fight is it's technically called the Carapace of Ny'alotha. It's a separate fight from the final boss fight, which is straight up Ny'alotha the Corruptor. But this is kind of his first form, so to speak. This is in a LFR difficulty, which is looking for raid, which means it's basically match made. And it's tuned a lot easier than it would be normally, just because you're grouped up with 25 other strangers, and that can be hard to know who knows what and who knows how to play. So this is actually a fairly straightforward fight in terms of we one-shot this. We didn't have to take many attempts, so it's good. So yeah, as you can see, we're going in right now. The tank's picking him up. The rest of the raid is dealing damage to him now. As you can see, he's a lot of health, so over 150 million health, which is a crazy amount of HP if you think about it. We've come a long way in these MMORPG fights. So right now, he just did a move where he has a shield up, and if you do him damage to the shield, he shoots out a bunch of these orbs. So you can see on the ground there's these glowing orbs, and what those orbs do is that they'll help you restore your sanity. So in this fight, is a sanity meter, which is up on the top center of my UI here. And if that goes to 0, you get permanently mind controlled, and the raid has to kill you. So it sucks because they have to waste time killing you, and it sucks because you're dead and you can't contribute anymore. So as you can see here, there's a big tentacle that came down, and so now the raid has to kill these little pustules, horrific hemorrhages as they're called, on them on the tentacle, or else bad things will happen. So the team's working on that. I'm a demon hunter, so I'm a melee DPS class, and so it's harder for me to kind of range kill those things, so that's why I'm sticking to the boss. It's a more efficient use of my time, hopefully, and then it looks like the rest of the team did take care of those those hemorrhages, so we're moving on here. So right now we're just wailing away at him, keeping an eye out for so he just did his, so when he shouts that's when the shield is up. So see that shield, and then if we do enough damage, it should shoot out there you go. So those are the orbs that you'll get that restore sanity. In LFR difficulty, the sanity meter does drain fairly forgivingly, so you don't have to you have to worry about it, but it's not as dire as would be in higher difficulties. Growth cover tentacle, so you see that giant shadow behind him. You gotta get out of the way right there. See, so that thing will just plop down, and it'll pretty much insta kill anything that's on that that's under there. And so yeah, the team's killing the pustules on it, while the rest of us are still continuing the assault on Ny'alotha. Madness bomb is an attack. So see that guy's counting down 3, 2, 1, 0. That's not me. It's the guy by me. I'm kind of afraid, so I kind of move out of the way. But it'll do a bunch of damage to you and anything around you in terms of your you and your allies' raid partners. So you want to get out of the way of everyone and kind of take your damage before coming back into the fight. There's a bunch of antigens there. See Madness Bomb. So I have an add-on called Deadly Boss Mods that kind of helps out with automatically filling in raid and boss things like that. So it'll make everyone say, or everyone who has that add-on as well, which is a lot of people do. It's kind of one of the most required add-ons, is that it'll say Madness Bomb on me. So it'll help everyone. The more people that have it, the better the raid is informed. So we're now around stage 2 of the fight. And you can see the Fury of Ny'alotha, which is his Carapace. He's gone this weird cavern lair kind of thing, and so now we are trying to basically kill these growths on the wall, which are right now they're healing him, as you can see right there. Those synthesis growths. There's also these cysts in the ground, as you can see. There's mycelia cysts, and they're just kind of they're there to impede our progress, because if you walk over that, they kind of have this red thing around them, as you can see, and if you walk over them, you're slowed down. And so if you do damage to them, they'll kind of shrink and let you move a little forward. And so as you can see, we're trying to balance killing those cysts or weakening them so we can kind of get through. I'm just there throwing some I-beams at it, and it's getting out of the way. So now we can move really close. Okay, so now we're going after these synthesis growths. So now they have about 1 million HP each. They won't take that long to go down, and as you can see with all the lasers and the the fireballs, they're about to go down. So yeah, I think so we're slowly chipping away here. It's one of the things I wish WoW did was have these boss mod type notifications kind of stock with the game. It's kind of a really important thing to have. I mean, especially when you're playing with random people, to have those things. See, like Impervious, well, that's actually Ny'alotha, but you know, earlier about the Madness Bomb and the Tentacles, kind of the Eternal Darkness, which is it'll tell you about stuff like that. So Eternal Darkness, basically, it's a stacking debuff attack that he does on you that you can't avoid. It's basically a time check. So like, hey, if it gets up way too high, you guys will die really fast. So you want to just keep an eye on that. So it's just like kind of a notification. Synthesis 6, so that's the healing that they're doing to him. It's okay now. I think if you get to a high enough level where it's bad, the boss mods will notify you about that. But yeah, I wish sanity 45. So yeah, so that's a good reminder that my sanity is getting low. It's 45 out of 100. I think I'm gonna keep at it for a little bit. I think it's really forgiving right now, but just I wanted to keep an eye on that just in case it gets super low. If it does get low, I have an ability, which is that big icon in the middle of my screen in the center. It's my cloak, my legendary cloak, which lets me teleport to the front of this room where Wrathion, who is the guy you saw in the beginning, who kind of looks like the Prince of Persia, he will help you restore your sanity. So it's kind of a panic button, if you will. So right now I'm okay still. So helping the raids kill those synthesis growths. So yeah, we've killed all the growths, and now we're gonna go back and damage the Fury Ny'alotha. So getting down the center here, Occidental Blast is a giant ass laser, as you can see. It's this big old eye beam. Then you want to get away from that. That's kind of a gameplay 101 thing. So he still does madness bombs, so people still got to get away from each other. He still does his shield, so as you can see, his glowing teal shield. Just trying to do damage to him. And I think I know that I need some sanity, so I try to get some of those orbs. Hopefully I get one. I got that last one right there. Yeah, it's at 10 sanity, so it's enough to keep me going for a little bit. It's kind of hard to see kind of depth, so yeah, I missed a couple of those. Madness Bomb, people just get out of the way, which is nice. So there's another one of his big ass lasers. I kind of zoom out of the way. I love the Demon Hunter because he has these really fast movement abilities. So I have a dash, which I have 2 charges of, so I can dash really fast, like you see right there. And then I also have a disengage, which is kind of a leap backwards. Just to kind of disengage yourself from the combat and get out of the way. So get one of those orbs. Try to do as much damage as I can. It's got a lot of health, but it's kind of a marathon here. Yeah, so this fight's fairly straightforward right now. We're just kind of trying to avoid those big lasers, avoid getting those bombs in, and just trying to do as much damage as you can to him. I have a non-standard UI. It's called LVUI. I really like how it looks, and it's kind of a neat way to rejigger the WoW World of Warcraft interface, so it's a little better to read. He's moving out of the lair now, so we're gonna go back outside, I believe. Oh no, actually, we're going to his final lair, his Locus of Infinite Truths. Yeah, this is where the last fight will happen. Oh, that's a nice little kind of mouth sphincter door thing. Just closed on us. Great. Just taking a bite out of of itself. We're still nuking him over here. He's got a lot of health, and it can be daunting to see, like, you know, life bars that are 100 and whatever million HP. But I think, yeah. So I get Insanity Bomb here. So this is actually a worse version of that, the bomb that we saw earlier, because it'll, I believe it's gonna drop something as it from this. So yeah, it drops a fear bomb. So anything around me would have gone insane. So they would lost a lot of sanity, and they would have run around in circles for a bit. So it takes you out of the raid for a while. So you want to get away from people if you have that. So those little ads, those little nightmare antigens, we're trying to kill them. We're trying to group them up. The tank's trying to group them up so we can kind of AoE them down and get some more of those orbs, which or prevent them from going to him. Tentacles are here, so those giant ass tentacles from before, they're gonna plop down. There's several of them, as you see, so they don't spawn those gross anymore. So, but just have to avoid them. Always a nice visual to have tentacles when you're fighting weird organic hellscape demon mind bosses. I believe. Oh, here we go, third one. So there's 3 more tentacles. Pretty straightforward fight once you get to see all this stuff. It's a lot to keep track of, but you know, when you're at this point in the game, a lot of people who've played this know what to do. So he's just about dead, and 6 million HP. Come on. And I get the bomb again, which is, yeah, just my luck. Oh, those tentacles. There's 4 of them, you can see, and down he goes. Oh, the tentacles just disappeared. Good. I was worried for those other people that were gonna get get murdered by him. But yeah, got a pair of boots. Nice pair of boots, which have a lot of corruption, but yeah, we'll deal with that later. Yeah, and here's his true form as he's gonna pop up here. So that's the Carapace of the Zoth fight. Thanks for watching.